I just got back from the premiere of Star Trek Beyond in Amsterdam, and I saw Simon Pegg, and I saw Chris Pine, and I saw Zachary Quinto, and I saw Carl Urban, Zoe Saldana, Idris Elba. Oh my God! I saw that John Cho fella. I saw everybody, and they were all on this big screen being projected onto it in like a beam of light coming from a machine, from a glass barrier. And I tried getting through this glass barrier, but my punches weren't strong enough. Curse you, glass barrier!
Dutchman versus Star Trek Beyond.
So, Star Trek Beyond, it's the third installment of the post-J.J. Abrams 2009 Star Trek reboot into the movies. And 3 years ago, Star Trek Into Darkness came out, and I had an unfortunate attempt at a foray in some kind of a YouTube video format where I tried to defend movies people thought were bad. Except, if you watch that video now, I'm not only a lot slimmer, the camera was pointing the other way because I made it too gaggy, made it too trying to be funny instead of legit talking about the film itself. Long story short, I still kind of like Star Trek Into Darkness. I watched it again the other day just to prepare for Star Trek Beyond. And yes, I like it. I think it functions very well as a mirror to the original Star Trek Wrath of Khan. Granted, the film should be able to work on its own, and by its own merits it may or may not fail, but this is the problem with the way Star Trek did their reboot. By making it an alternate timeline, having influence from Ambassador Spock, you were obviously going to get parallels and mirrors and references. But this film, Star Trek Beyond, I actually did go see on premiere in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, and I can tell you, it wasn't very easy getting into Amsterdam. I got my car broken, so I borrowed a Ford K, and I don't know if anybody knows what a Ford K is. It's KA. It's about the size of me. So I was there, knees on the steering wheel, like, okay, it's only an hour and a half drive, and it's the hottest day of the year. But I had a free ticket to go see the movie before everybody else in this country, so I went. Dedication. Either the big fat nerd or you're not. So this movie, it's not directed by J.J. Abrams, everybody knows that. It's chappie from Fast and Furious, Justin Lin. And co-written by Simon Pegg, and you can just taste it, figuratively of course, feel it. It's a lot more quicker, it's quippier, it's several points I was like, oh yeah, they are the Star Trek characters I remember from yesteryear. Which, granted, I must admit, Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness sometimes gave me the feeling they were not really like Spock's over-eagerness to die. Granted, Vulcan got destroyed, so Spock's psyche has drastically changed compared to the original timeline, but whatever. And Kirk's overly rebellious attitude, like he's the bad boy captain. Yeah, but never you mind. Star Trek Beyond is... it feels like the first proper Star Trek for the Enterprise. It feels like, yes, it's a movie, but at the meantime, it's like something that could have happened in the old show, kind of, maybe. And J.J. Abrams may be gone, so the lens flares are gone. But there are some big bright sources of light, like there's plenty of stars in the universe, beautiful stars. And they use this to a T in this film. There's grand vistas, cosmic land, I was going to say cosmic lands, doesn't make any sense. Big cosmic scenes. There's a huge nebula. The planet, I was kind of lost. It's Ultimate is like Ultimad, like MAD. So guess who's got a bigger role in this one than compared to the previous two? It's the little blue man! No, it's not the little blue man, it's Scotty. It's difficult to talk about the plot without discussing spoilers. So I'm going to try and not give you any. If you do listen, I may blurt one out or not. These blue aliens that you've seen in all the trailers, they were supposed to be these creatures from, you know, that crummy Star Trek movie that came on the arse end of before the reboots. You know, the one with, yeah, Captain Picard's clone baby? Yeah, you remember that, don't you? Yeah, Ron Perlman in makeup so you didn't recognise him? Yeah, you remember that, don't you? Remember Data dying? Yeah, you do, don't you? Remember Data being replaced by an identical copy of himself, but an earlier model so he could learn everything new just in case they should have another movie and they didn't have to get rid of Brent Spiner. You remember all of that? I do. Brings me to tears every 2 weeks. It was supposed to be like these mining aliens that the Romulans used. Supposed to be. I had been told. No. It's just aliens from this planet. It's not meant to be a spoiler, but this is what Idris Elba is. He is one of these species. He is this being from Ultimad. And Ultimad, the planet itself is, like I said, it's grand, it's huge, and we get some lovely character interaction between Spock and Bones, and I'm really bummed out. They actually showed, I don't know if it was a trailer or it was a preview somewhere, it showed one of the best bits where Bones gets all gruff and upset. There's a MacGuffin, and the MacGuffin gets shown earlier on, and there's no real explanation why it's important, which is basically the reason why it's a MacGuffin. It's just something for people to chase after. But it's there. It serves a plot. You need something to serve a plot. But it shows up in the first scene of the film, and I realised after watching it and thinking that bothered me, it was just a MacGuffin, but lots of things are telegraphed in advance. Lots of little things, like everything they use in the last couple of big scenes, it's all there at the start of the film. Like, let's say, this is just an example, right? You got an alien allergic to spoons, then they would have shown Chekhov with a spoon, and it'd be like Chekhov's spoon, which you could turn into a gun. Sue me. Go find yourself a good lawyer, a solicitor, and sue the pants off of me. That's the joke. I'm not even wearing any pants because the camera's always up here. Anyway, these species, they never even give them a name. They just name their leader and the second in command. Kral, and Kral needs a weapon from the ancients to push back the boundaries and destroy the Federation of Planets, because evil people do evil things. And at first, when I saw the movie trailers, I thought I was going to be so disappointed, because I'd heard they cast Idris Elba, and ever since bugger, I lost the name. Pacific Rim, I didn't lose the name. I've been on a little Idris Elba kick. Like, I anticipate things with him in it. Another new series of Luther, bring it on. He's in the Jungle Book, I went and saw that. He was in something else, Zootopia, Zootropolis, I don't know what part of the world you live in. I've just been like, oh hey, there's Idris Elba again, because he's a nice bloke, nice enough, he's a decent good actor, and he's got charm, charisma coming out, you know, out there through his nipples. Probably not his nipples. Here's this new Star Trek movie, and I'm like, well, why the fuck would you cast Idris Elba and then paint him all blue? It's exactly like Ron Perlman in Star Trek Nemesis. You don't recognise it's Ron Perlman, so why would you bring in Ron Perlman? Let me assure you that Idris Elba, his performance in this film, it makes it. you think you're getting a one-dimensional villain who just wants to destroy the Federation because evil people do evil things. They give him a good reason. They give him a good backstory. Idris Elba actually gets to show his acting, which is nice. It's good when good actors get to act good. Hashtag good. And like I said, you get some lovely character interaction between Spock and Bones, because the Enterprise croaks. Spoiler, you've seen that in every trailer. The Enterprise just gets torn to shreds, and the two get stuck together on the planet, and it's just tangible. It's the old relationship. You know, Bones doesn't like Spock's cold demeanour, and Spock, on the other hand, has respect for Bones, but he just, you know, enjoys messing with him a little bit. Just teens a little bit. Kirk and Chekhov, they get together as well, but as Chekhov
Star Trek Beyond,
he becomes B character. It's like he's only there in the scenes because Kirk needs somebody who knows a little bit of tech in the background. And then you get Scotty. Scotty meets, you know, the OC Do Not Steal Jyla, the white lady with the black paint, who looks fantastic, proper alien-like. I love Jyla. At no point did I feel like, oh, she's wearing an overly skimpy suit or like a halter top and she's doing impossible kicky flips. Because if there's one thing I don't like, it's like the stereotypical Hollywood wire fu martial artist woman fighting men. It's just a gripe. I'd rather have a woman just slug it out. Have you ever seen The Losers? Something like in The Losers. I'll talk about this some other time. Different subject. But she's not like an insert that does everything perfect. She does, you know, she does things well, but you know, she's been meant to survive on the planet for quite some time, fighting these Krall beings. And like I said, in the big climax, in the big end scene, everything had been telegraphed before, so it didn't feel like the technobabble came out of fucking nowhere. I do believe all the Star Trek scripts actually said, insert the technobabble, so that people who use the buzzwords would insert the buzzwords, so that the actual writers of the episode didn't have to come up with anything. So it'd be like, Captain, if I re-regulate the procedure modules back to warp factor, then I do believe we can invert our impulse and then blast us out of here. None of that. Absolutely none of that. You get snippets, and if you see the movie again, you can actually be like, oh right, there was that thing. They used that in the end. Yeah. So, I'm not saying it's the best one ever with regards to, you know, technobabble, but it's good. And a Star Trek movie, any Star Trek movie, literally any Star Trek movie can't end without a fist fight. And yeah, there's another fist fight. I can't even say I'm mad. I can't even say I'm disappointed, because it's just what Star Trek does. Kirk's gotta punch a motherfucker. So Kirk punches a motherfucker. Well, you can't really argue with that. It's better than Jonathan Frakes punching a motherfucker. Do you remember that one? It was like the one before Nemesis. Like the one on the planet where technology is not allowed, except they do have technology. And is this youth draining device, and yeah. The Next Generation had some shit movies, didn't they? There's like, only got like First Contact that they can really be proud of. Star Trek Beyond. Heartily recommend. Even if you didn't like Into Darkness, even if you were iffy about the original Star Trek 2009, forget that. Go see this film. It is Trek. It is good Trek. It's like, yes, I did enjoy that Trek, and I will gladly have another. And Star Trek 4's already been announced, so it's going to have Chris Hemsworth back in it, despite dying in 2009. Maybe we'll get Eric Bana back and he'll actually have some personality, but can't have that, can we? So, yes, go see Star Trek Beyond, please. And if you hate me, and if you hate Star Trek ever since J.J. Abrams touched it, that's fine too. You don't have to listen to me. Why are you listening to me if you're not going to listen to me, I think. Right, I did say I was going to have an episode last Monday, but like I said, my car broke down and then I had to go to the garage and so many things took time. And I came back and the footage I recorded, I didn't have anything tangible. It was just me rambling about the Justice Department of the Netherlands, and that's a very tiny demographic, especially when you're speaking English. But this weekend I've got something I want to get off my chest, because AMC's got a new show. Right, so if you think I'm a loudmouth, I shouldn't quit his day job, insult me in the comments down below. Don't subscribe. Whatever you do, don't subscribe. You'll get all these notifications that I am actually uploading things on the internet. You don't want that. I've got a Facebook page to just post horrible jokes and pictures on it. I've got Tumblr, if you're going to send me porn pictures, do it through there so my wife doesn't find out. I've got a Twitter. My Twitter's just shit jokes all the time and ranting about things. So do all those things, except don't do all those things. I still love you.
Shutdown initiated.